Welcome to the Lit Show, where the masks come off and the real stories take the stage. This isn't about sugarcoating life. It's raw, unfiltered, and unapologetically real. We dive into the struggles, the breakthroughs, and the transformations that shape us. Viewer discretion is advised. Some stories are raw and may provoke strong emotions. Here, we don't shy away from the hard stuff. Every story is a reminder that no matter how dark it gets, the light is always waiting to break through. This is the Lit Show, where truth meets transformation. Today we are here with April, and she's going to share her story.
Hey, I'm April, and I guess my story begins with I didn't start doing drugs or anything until I was in my 30s, like around 35, 36 years old. I drove a school bus for 10 years so I could be with my kids. I was very active in my kids' lives, going to baseball games, softball games. I was that mom that was always there. My daughter was being watched by colleges when she was in middle school for softball, and my son was also being pursued with baseball. I went to a doctor for scoliosis issues, and he gave me Percocets. I started with Percocet 5 milligrams, and within a couple of visits, I kept going up and going up and going up until I was up to Percocet 30 milligrams in just a couple of months. So maybe 5 months I was at Percocet 30. And then from there I started doing too many. And it got back to my doctor, and when he did a pill count, I didn't meet my pill count, so he took the rest of them from me. And I had to drop it cold turkey, and it made me sick, it made me really sick. So my husband, being in the construction field, he knew people that were doing drugs too, and one of the guys was like, hey, I got some heroin, you can try that, and that will make you not sick. So I did it, and I loved it, but it was only supposed to get me through just not being sick no more. But then I was getting sicker instead of better, and so I followed that for a little bit. Then that got to a point it wasn't working no more. So I went to a needle and started using a needle, using an IV. And I really loved that. I loved it a lot. But then I kept chasing it, trying to find that feeling that I felt the first time again, and couldn't find it no more. Me and my husband, we used for so long. I lost my job, lost everything we had. We owned our own house. We owned cars, motorcycles, boats. My husband had a construction business. We lost everything like that. We lived in a camper. We lived in a beat-up trailer to begin with, but the hurricane came and ripped the roof off of it. It was like a 70 miles trailer, and it ripped the roof off of it. So we moved into a camper, and then from the camper we were sitting in a camper in a Category 4 hurricane.
Oh, wow.
And we ran out of heroin. So me and my husband walked to the dope man's house. Like, we had cars, we had all that, and then now we're to a point where we're having to walk to get what we want, and live in a camper it was horrible, and like the hurricane was blowing it everywhere, and that's when I was like, we have a problem. So me and my husband decided that we were going to move to West Virginia to get clean. So his family lives in West Virginia. We moved up there to get sober. We were sober for almost 3 years. And then because my husband was also using too, and his body took a toll from overdosing and having to have his heart shot back. His heart was messing up, and he went into a coma. He stayed in a coma for like 4 months. But while he was in the hospital, my sister-in-law and my kids took my rights from me. So I didn't know if my husband was dead or alive. Then out of the blue one night, I got a phone call, and like I recognized the voice, but it was a little bit different because my husband had a trachea in. He had a trachea, had a feeding tube. He was a quadriplegic, from where they didn't do any range of motion while he was in the coma. But he called me and he's like, hey babe, and like I'm freaking out. He's like, can you shut up for a minute? I ain't got that much energy. Like, so he we talked for a little bit, and then he told me where he was at, which he was in Morgantown, West Virginia at that time. I was 3 hours away from where I was at. So I went and picked him up, and he came back home with me. He lived for about 6 weeks after that. I had him walking again, not great, but he would take a couple of steps if he would hold on to my shoulders, and like he was able to open cans, stuff like that. He was excited to open a can of soda.
Wow.
Just little things like that we take for granted. And actually, I think that's where I started seeing God in my life. But I didn't really I didn't give God the credit for it. I seen it, but I didn't give him credit for it. And I was homeless. We were homeless then. Because when he went in the hospital, I didn't know how to pay bills. I started dating him at 13, so I didn't know how to pay bills or nothing. He paid all that for me. But we were staying in a friend's basement when he got home. When he came back, she let us stay in her basement. But one night, things were changing a little bit, and he started talking differently, and I was feeling it different. But from that point, I knew that was going to be the end of it. And when he passed away, I was completely homeless then. I was sleeping on a rock out in West Virginia. And I was sleeping with an aerosol can, like a hairspray can or a perfume can, and a lighter for a torch in case an animal came up on me or a person or anything like that. It was scary. And then, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving in 2022, I called my sister and told her, I was Brandy, I was like, I'm done. I can't do this no more. I said, I need to come home. My kids hadn't talked to me in 8 years. And she's like, well, we'll see what we can do. And she sent the two people I did not want to come, which was my brother-in-law, which I knew he hated me, and my dad. But they both came and picked me up. I was still staying. I was going back to the basement to stay till I could leave. And then they came and picked me up. That guilt came through me, and I got sober again and was staying in my sister's camper for a little bit here. And I was working for a little, not much, doing some work for her. I let a guy come into my life to try to fill that void that I had, and I relapsed with him. I went to jail in New Hanover County Jail for 14 days, and then I got transferred to Onslow County Jail for 66 days on the charges that we had no idea where they came from, because we had just went to the courthouse to check to see if we had any charges, and they said that there was nothing there, just because I was getting my license back. And so we went to get the license back after I went to court and all that, and they didn't have any charges for me. A couple days later, on Father's Day actually, in 2023, I was getting off of work. I worked at a carnival down at Carolina Beach.
Oh yeah.
And I was coming off the bridge in Carolina Beach, and I got pulled. I got cornered by 3 cops with a K9, and I had people in my car that had drugs on them, and they came to my door and they asked for April Archer, and I was like, I'm April Crib, and he's like, no, you used to be April Archer, which is my married name. And he took me to jail, and to this day I still don't know where them charges came from, because we just checked and they weren't there, but they were older charges from 2018. But yeah, but it ended up being 5 felonies. I had 5 felonies. So while I was in there, my sister kept saying, you need to call the Rose House. You need to call the Rose House. I was like, I don't have a problem. I don't need to call anybody. I don't have a problem.
How did your sister know about the Rose House?
One of the ladies that worked for my sister, she used to be friends with Josh. when she was little. Miss Sandy. She was friends with Josh. So she was talking to my sister about the Roadhouse, and she said, you really need to call there. And I was like, I didn't have any problems, so I don't know I need to call there, but I gave in because honestly, that was my way out of jail.
So it was either go to jail or to the Roadhouse.
Yeah. So I called and talked to Melody, and my sister had already did my application like she was me, and talked to Melody a couple of times, but Melody had talked to me to actually me. So I called and talked to Melody, and the next day I went to court, and the judge was like, I'll give you 24 hours to get to the Rose House. And my sister's like, no sir, she's going straight from here to there. And that's what I did. I got there and I met you that weekend. Like, I got there that Wednesday, I met you that weekend. And like 3 days after I was there, I was like, I don't have no makeup, I don't do my hair, I can't do my hair, like I'm leaving, I don't need to be here. And then I ended up staying. Like, I graduated in January, I left in August.
Wow.
So
did you stay on staff, didn't you?
I did. I stayed for a year, which I didn't want to stay 2 days, and I ended up staying the whole year. And even still, like, I still send people there because it changed my life. I now work for my sister full time. I'm a supervisor at her cleaning company.
That's so awesome.
And like, it still to this day amazes me that my sister trusts me with the work vehicle. She trusts me with her business credit cards. She trusts me with her house, her, like, everything. I talk to my kids every single day, both of them. I FaceTime with my grandkids. I met my grandkids in April in Disney. Well, not Disney, went to SeaWorld. So we went to SeaWorld to watch my middle granddaughter compete in World Championship for cheerleading. She competed against, I think it's 63 or 68 teams.
Wow.
And they got third place. She got a bronze medal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I remember you showed me the picture.
Yes. So God is so good with that. I'm going to go spend Christmas with them. So.
That's awesome. What is the most important lesson recovery's taught you?
I think the most important lesson it's taught me is to not give up on on me, to find myself. I feel like I'm a better person than I was even before my addiction. And I also feel like that recovery has taught me that God didn't take me through this for me to keep it to myself. I want to live my recovery out loud so that I can help other people with it.
Oh, I love that. That's really good.
Yeah.
Back up for a second. So when you were in the camper with your husband, the 6 weeks, for that 6 weeks, did he pass away after that?
Yes.
So he passed away in that camper, and then.
Well, and we were in the basement.
Oh, in the
then.
basement.
Yeah, we were in the basement then, but yeah.
And then you continued to stay in the basement, and that's where your dad picked you up from.
Yeah.
So did your drug use get worse after your husband?
Yes. Yes. I went from just using heroin then to using meth and fentanyl too.
Wow. So when you went to the Rose House, you were recovering from
heroin, meth, and fentanyl.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's funny because I remember meeting you, and like you seem like one of the workers there, like, because don't you remember me saying like, you don't look like you've ever been on drugs.
Yeah.
Like, you don't meet the stereotype, or you don't act like it. I want to hear more about the beauty pageants and stuff, like from your childhood.
Yeah. Yes. So when I was younger, we were in beauty pageants a lot, and I was always felt like I was judged for my weight because I was a bigger girl. And I always felt like I was being judged for what I look like and the way that I talk, because I do talk fast and I don't always talk very clear. So all that was like made me feel like I was being judged. And like when I was 9 years old, I remember going to a birthday party where everybody else was eating birthday cake we were at Jungle Rapids Water Slide. Everybody else was eating birthday cake and having a good time partying, and I'm in the corner eating a cucumber.
Yeah.
Like, because I had to watch my weight for pageants and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's really interesting to me because I remember you saying, like, when you had read my book, how similar our stories were.
Yes.
And it's kind of encouraging for younger girls because you didn't start doing drugs until you were older in life, so you learned how to cope. And I think that's what made you so strong in your recovery.
Yes.
It's because you learned coping skills, like, at a very young age.
Yeah.
Which, that's really what it's based off of, is like how you cope with your issues or situations.
I think like one of the things that I did learn though in my therapy classes is the excuses. Like, I would make excuses for everything, and Miss Kate, my therapist, told me that excuses are just well planned lies.
Oh, yeah.
So that stuck with me.
Yeah, that's awesome. What is one thing you would tell your younger self? Put down the cucumber and get the cake.
Yeah, probably. Like, you gotta be happy with who you are and the person that God made you to be, not who you want, like who you vision yourself to be. Because like, you're never gonna be good enough if you look through your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I definitely heard that when I was younger, because it's so overrated too.
Right.
You know?
Well, and like my life, the first that I live by right now is Ephesians 2:10, and I put my name in it for April, I'm God's masterpiece.
Oh, yeah.
So that took me a long time to get to that.
Yeah, that's awesome. How long have you been sober?
I've been sober for 2 years now. 2 years and 2 weeks now.
Wow, that's awesome. Do you ever help others with their recovery?
I do. Actually, after I graduated the program, I stayed on as an LDI to work for them, to do an internship. And then I left. When I left there to go back home to work for my sister, I got my peer support specialist.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm now state certified peer support.
That's awesome.
And I work at the Healing Place now. So in detox.
What does your job look like there? Like, what do you do?
A detox monitor.
So you have to help the people like get off and oh wow.
Yeah. I'm the first face that they see whenever they go in, when they come in to start the recovery process. And like, I just got off work this morning. I worked till 7 o'clock this morning, and last night I was just like in such a good mood, and one of the girls come in and she was not feeling good, and she's like, I can't wait to feel like you feel.
Oh.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you kind of catch the brunt of like the attitudes and like.
Yeah, but I
they're
love
salty when they get in.
Yeah, I see myself in them.
Yeah. Which makes you have like grace for them. And
I can tell you right now, I go home a lot and I tell my sister and my kids that I'm sorry. I don't give them details, I just tell them I'm sorry for what I put you through, because these girls put me through it now.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like connected to them the way that my kids and my sister was connected to me.
So what makes this the last time like that you're for sure you're sober? Like
because now my oldest granddaughter's 13 and I just met her. My youngest granddaughter's 3, and I don't want to be without them ever again.
You
Like
can't go back.
My son just asked me to come be with them for Christmas. I'm not gonna pass that up again. The reward outweighs the risks right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Do you ever go back to the Rose House and visit?
I do actually. I just talked to Ashley about wanting to go back to talk to the girls again.
Yeah,
I actually talked to her yesterday.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you need to so much. Like, you have such a huge influence on them.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I mean, that place gave me all the hope, and like, I felt connected to God, but I didn't. I knew He was, but I didn't feel Him like I feel Him now.
So when you went to the Rose House, did you get saved?
I did.
Were you saved before ever?
I got saved. I got saved in December 18th of 2023. And then when I got to Rose House, I got baptized.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So were you like saved as a young child? Like, did your mom and dad, did they believe in God?
We went to church with my granny, mostly because that was a time for my parents to have their time,
Mm-hmm.
but also a time for us to bond with my granny too. But that was it, like just granny.
Yeah, just like a church kind of. And what is your dad? Is he a church person now? Or?
Yeah. I go to church with my dad now. My dad, my stepmom,
awesome.
and my baby. I have 2 sisters. One of them is 2
I
years.
didn't realize you had 2.
Yeah, Brandy's 2 years younger than me, and Courtney is 18 and a half years younger than me.
18 and a half?
Yeah.
What in the world?
Yeah.
So does she have the same dad as you?
Yeah, we all 3 of us had the same dad. Me and Brandy had the same mom and dad.
Wow. That's crazy. So it's 3 girls.
Mm-hmm.
So really your oldest, you weren't raised with her?
No, not really. She's only a year and a half older than my son.
Holy cow. So would she ever pick you up? Like do you guys hang out now, or does she ever?
Yeah, we hang out now some. And I spend a lot of time with my niece and nephew. I like Thursday and Friday. I have my niece and nephew, all day long, and like I do things with them a lot more.
How old are they?
Kinley is going in 1st grade, and Carson is going in kindergarten.
Oh, fun ages.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And I've been spending time with my great nephew too. He's here from Florida until the 14th of this month. So.
Well, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.